I do know Don Early.
Know anybody that would vote that Beatty person?
My husband. He better.
But you can tell he's close, Don. He's learned from him.
Well, hey, Don and I
Takes one to
and
know
the family are, really close. And I want to tell you what I appreciate what the Alabama Cable Network and what Don Early and his family have done for the Walker County Sports Hall of Fame. They have filmed every one of our induction ceremonies.
This is Margaret Lee, Special People and Places. We are in Parrish, Alabama. They are having their annual barbecue cook-off, but they've changed the name to the Parrish Coal Fest for this year, 2018. And Mayor Heather Hall has to be extremely proud of the history of the towns in Walker County. And starting up here, it says Walker County, Alabama, established 1824. And so that's pretty soon after the state was incorporated. The state of Alabama officially 1819. We're coming up on the second anniversary. Walker County, Alabama. These banners creating this mural wall are fantastic. It shows up here, of course, the Bankhead House and Heritage Center. That is Speaker Bankhead's house. 19th Street shown there. Oh, Jasper's first United Methodist Church, built in 1921. And of course, this is maybe the second or third building. The church, of course, evolved and has a nicer construction, certainly when it first started off. Posey's General Store, established in 1924, still very popular today. Jasper Community Hospital, 1923, and now used for a mental health center on 7th Avenue. Alabama Mining Museum. Bonnie Groves is just so proud of that, and we knew Eddie Key that worked with us so many years, and here's the Carl Elliott Home and Museum. This is a great representation of Walker County and Jasper itself. Then here it goes into Jasper, the first courthouse up there that was destroyed by fire and renovated. A nice view of a Jasper Street. You'll see that it is still dirt. Jasper Theater. This is wonderful. Cranford Store, Elmore's 5 and 10 cent store. Beautiful photos from old Jasper. Then they have done something on Carbon Hill. There's a gazebo that was over the water fountain. One of the general stores and hotels. An old gas station where they actually drove in. Wonderful photos. Cordova. And of course, this is so important. This great picture of Cordova horse-drawn carriage. This was actually, it said Indian Hell Mill Company houses are in the background. A Tipple Bridge in the Cordova area, around 1900. 1898, Indian Head Mills was built by Captain Benjamin Long, largest employer for many years in Walker County. They had a daycare, kindergarten, school, and mine, and the Indian Head Hotel and Mill. It was really important. Dora, a lot of historical photos on Dora. Eldridge, really important. Eldridge, I didn't realize the academy had a football team. That is just great. And of course, the famous Eldridge Children's Home. Kansas and Nauvoo. I'm really glad to see this. This is especially close to my heart because that was my childhood hometown, Nauvoo. And these pictures I have in my book. Bart Cowart had a large mercantile store. It was the largest in North Alabama. And it was there until almost 1920. He even had a Ford dealership. You'll notice by the photo that it says Ford cars, wagons, and buggies. And that's actually Mr. Cowart in that vehicle. So he was proud of that. I think it was a sub dealership out of Birmingham, and it could be the first in Walker County because it was about 1914. I'll have to check my book. The old Masonic Lodge and the Dr. Sankey office right in the back. But actually, this was the voting precinct, and women voted for the first time in Nauvoo in this store right here. It was the Oddfellows Lodge and a store downstairs. Oh my. Kansas up there. Curry is here. So important for the dam today. Oakman. Really great old photos. I wonder where these are going to be displayed permanently. And Parrish, oh my gosh, I know they love this. an old Parrish bank right here from 1929, and it says Shorty Beard's Store in Parrish, and that looks turn of the century. It has that gas pump where the gas went up into that glass globe. Wonderful photos. Pictures of Walker County, Sipsey, Summerton, and then Townley on the other side of the county. Herman Bevel's store. Now this would have been the father, Herman Bevel, of Congressman Tom Bevel. This is an important photo in the old depot at Townley, and of course the famous Beauchille Mill. There was so much history there, and congressmen out of Townley for many decades. And this is just more Walker County photos. This is wonderful. These murals have these fantastic photos. I hope that the mayor will actually do a souvenir booklet or something. They've done so much work on this. These are beautiful. So people need to see this. Hopefully more people will be out on Saturday. But Mayor Heather Hall is proud of this, I know. And of course this is Alabama's 200 bicentennial, 200 years. So this is nice to have for the community. I wonder if she's going to display this probably in the mayor's office, maybe. Well, we'll have to find out. I'm right here with Mayor Heather Hall.
Hi.
And in the paper it said, Heather, that you had renamed the celebration this year.
Yes. Well, it used to be like the first annual, second annual, third annual car show, barbecue, cook-off. But we needed a name, and our community is built on coal. We're built on top of a coal mine, so what better name than Coal Fest? So, and we were really excited that so many people and so many companies really fell in love with the idea. So that's what we have today, and we're sticking with it.
Oh, absolutely. It's a coal county for the most part.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. We have coal. I have a map out there, and maybe y'all can go look at it later when it's not raining. But just in our area, you're talking, we have about 10 or 20 coal mines, or new or old, just in our area within like a 2-mile radius.
I did not realize that. Now you have that map in your office?
No, it's outside on display on the football field. So for people who can come, want to come out tomorrow, they'll be able to see it. It has the big map where it shows, Parrish and then all the surrounding area, and it has each individual coal mine on there.
Oh my! And do you think that they will be printed at some point for people?
No, because these were actually given to me by somebody, and we just copied them and laminated them and put them out there so everybody can enjoy them.
Okay, but now your beautiful mural wall here, you said that the Bankhead House and Heritage Center is responsible for these.
Yes, the Walker Area Community Foundation is the ones who have come up with this, and this is their traveling exhibit. It's for the Alabama Bicentennial celebration, and it's going to every town in Walker County over the next year. We have it through the end of April. After our festival, it'll go to Town Hall, and it'll be on display there throughout the rest of April.
Okay, so in your office, it's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Oh yes, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful, all the history here.
It is. Well, is this the first showing of it?
No, I want to say it was either in Summerton or Dora last month. Last month, I do believe, was the first month.
Okay. All right. Well, Summerton and Dora are being featured now at the Bankhead House and Heritage Center. And so you think prior to that, maybe it went to those towns?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's where, I believe they said they picked it up in Dora and brought it here. Yes, ma'am.
Well, how nice for the celebration.
Oh, it's wonderful. And I'm so glad to be a part of the Bicentennial and Alabama Bicentennial Commission. They granted us a $2,500 grant to help with our festival, so we're really excited about that. And one of the things that we're going to do, because next year is actually the Bicentennial.
Yes.
And we're going to work on a history of the town of Parrish. Now, there was a book done back in 1776, but we want to do something a little bit more. The one done in 1776 was the kind of a who's who and what club and this, that, and the other. We're wanting to do the stories of Parrish, like how the football field was built. There's a lot of history here, and we're losing it. And we want to get those stories down on paper so we don't lose that history.
Good idea, and there'll be a book. The more we preserve, the better off we all are.
That's right.
So that's exciting. So anyone with old photos of Parrish.
Oh, we'd love to have them. Absolutely. We'll give you credit in the book and everything. If you have any unique stories about the town of Parrish, I've heard we possibly had a member from Jesse James' gang here who was living here for a time. So yeah, so I mean, there's some really interesting stories in Parrish. We want to preserve that.
Yes. So get those to Heather Hall at the mayor's office.
Yes.
Just call City Hall.
Yes, ma'am.
And give them to me.
Yes, ma'am. Or contact me on Facebook, and we'll get it together and we'll get it written down.
So hopefully you would like, is your target date next year?
Well, it is. It's sometime next year. It's something that we've talked about doing, and once we get through this festival, because this and the situation with the trains has been all-encompassing. I've had no time to do anything that I would normally be able to do. So once we get through this little period of time, we'll be able to sit down and focus on that book.
Exciting, and I'll be looking forward to that too. Oh, and thinking ahead to next year, Heather, anybody that wants to come to the Coal Festival, when is it held?
Always going to be the first weekend in April. That's when we're going to have our Coal Festival, every first weekend in April.
So be looking forward to that. And contact number at?
They can contact me at Town Hall. That number is 686-9928, or they can reach me on the Town of Parrish Facebook page. It's very easy to contact me there.
All right. Perfect. Well, you know, in spite of the weather, look at the turnout tonight.
Oh, it's amazing. We've got a lot of people on the other side too. Really looking forward to tomorrow when it clears up a little bit. We get our vendors out there. We had about 70 vendors. So that whole entire walking track was supposed to be covered in, these beautiful pavilions, and maybe tomorrow.
Okay. How late will you be going tomorrow?
Okay, tomorrow we're doing 9 to 5. And then after stay, because the P-Town Wreckers play football at 7 o'clock. That's our semi-pro football team.
All right. So you're involved with that?
Well, no, I'm not involved, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
A big booster.
Yes. They're a great team. Undefeated.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am. And this is their third year. The first 2 years they made it to the championship game both years, and lost in the final game of the year. But they've done wonderful, and we have kids from all over Walker County who are on this team. It's not just Parrish kids; people come from all around to play on this football team.
Okay, and they actually play right here?
They play right here.
Okay, all right. So people can come out for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much, Heather.
Y'all have a wonderful day, and come see us tomorrow, 9 to 5.
We just found this nice man that knows the station owner, Don Early, and his entire family. Introduce yourself and tell us how you met Don Early.
Well, my name's Mickey Beatty, and I was fortunate enough back many years ago to be a coach at Dora High School. Don and Susie's children attended Dora High School. I was fortunate enough to work with Don's oldest son, Donnie, in many ways. Even after Donnie finished playing football at Dora, he came back and helped me coach with numerous football teams that I had. And of course, his son played on Anthony played too over there. And of course, I know the other child and the dog. When I first went to Dora, basically, you videotaped and you put these tapes together, and you'd take them and you'd spend 3 hours on Friday night waiting for them to process the tapes, come back and watch 15 minutes and they'd break, and then you'd have to splice them together and all. But Don came in and he started videoing them, and the videos were such a blessing to even the coaches and the kids. And I think Don's videoing of the high school games back in the early 1980s, okay? And Don would video them. It would actually simplify things for the coaches. But Don was such a blessing to us, and and he did such a good job at Dora, he expanded to different places. I don't know where all he has now. I know he does Jacksonville State. I know he's done a lot of the Over the Mountain School. Their family has provided so much for athletics in Walker County. It's just immeasurable how much and how he changed the dynamics of how coaches use videos and such. And Don would, anytime that we've needed help with the Walker County Sports Hall of Fame, Don and Alabama Cable Network has videoed it each year and provided that service for us. He allows us the studio, and really I could sit here and keep talking and saying the same thing over and over, but from my perspective, I don't know of one individual that has done more for high school athletics and the way it's being handled within Central Alabama than Don Early.
Oh, it's wonderful to hear that he's so appreciated, because we know we've known him a short time, but we know what a good man he is, and that he's done so much. And it's just nice to hear this backstory about Don and Susie. Oh my gosh, those boys! So they all play football. Donnie, you said, was so good though. You drafted him to help you coach.
I was. He loved kids. He was a hard worker. And Donnie was a blessing. Actually, I just turned over a defense to Donnie, and Donnie would just run with it and did a tremendous job. I still think from time to time he helps with some of the athletic programs and the weight programs still in that area. But Don's whole family has been a blessing to that area.
You're here tonight in Parrish with Vonda.
Yes, Vonda's my wife. We try to support the local communities around here, and we have been working with Miss Hall and the people here in Parrish for a while, along with other communities, to support them. And of course, this is Co-Fest weekend here at Parrish, and we are here because my wife is a candidate for the Walker County School Board District 3, which entitles Parrish, Cordova, Oatman. And we're here. Actually, we have a little table set up and handing out a little bit of literature and trying to meet the public and let her present herself, which she presents herself much better than me, all right? Much more qualified than me to be a school board member, okay?
Well, she's prettier, Mickey.
Well, yes, and I don't mind telling. Even tonight, by some of these people that question me right here, they accuse her of being my daughter, which is a compliment to her, okay?
I'm here with Vonda Beatty. Vonda, I had no idea your career. We were so interested when you saw that sign, Alabama Cable Network. You know Don Early and his family.
I do. I know them very well. I remember there walking the halls of Dora High School when I was there, but I'm not sure. I don't think I ever taught any of the kids.
Okay.
You're right.
It was your husband that he said they were good football players, and he even drafted Donnie to help him coach.
He did. Donnie helped at Dora High School for a long time. May still do it. I'm not sure.
Handsome boys, and Nikki is just beautiful.
Yes.
And she still is. It's amazing.
I know. Yes, you're right.
So not only a teacher, you went on to be a principal, you said?
I was in the classroom teaching mathematics and chemistry for 20 years. After that, I was a principal at Townley School. That was a K through 8 school, so I had an opportunity to work with younger children. I'd been in high school for the previous 20 years.
You did it all, Vonda.
I did, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And then after that, I ran for superintendent and was elected in Walker County, and stayed in that position from 2006 through 2010.
Okay, 2006 to 10. Now, we have just lived in Walker County since 2007. Okay. You know, we were always visiting here, but we only lived here. But, you know, the name was familiar, but I didn't connect that. Ruth Baker
I do know Ruth Baker. She's a
Townley teacher.
person and knows more about Townley than probably anyone else has ever known.
Well, we did a program with Ruth, and we actually went out there, and she showed us where her home, place was, and just had a delightful time with her. And that's on videotape, so anybody that wanted to could go on our site and see.
Yeah, that's great. Townley community is very special. They're all very close. They're a close-knit community, and I still go out there every opportunity I have.
Okay, did you ever live there? Where did you live?
We live between Cordova and Parrish, so I'm about 5 minutes from going to run for school board, District 3, for Walker County Board of Education, yes. And that includes Parrish, Cordova, Oakman, Good Springs, Tutwiler, Union Chapel, and just south part of Bodo, if there is such a thing. It's a large district, but yes, I'm looking forward to being a candidate
Union
again.
Chapel, that's where some more of those fossils were found.
Yes.
We did a program on that too, the Paleontology Society out of Birmingham. Dr. Buda from the University of Alabama came up and met us, and he showed us where the first mine in Carbon Hill was located, where they were, the tracks. Syncosaurus,
okay.
And so he showed us that mine, and then a medical doctor that's in the Paleontology Society in Birmingham came out, and the two of them took us to Union Chapel. You have to have permission to go on site.
I knew that.
Yeah. And we just had a delightful time. And then Dr. Buda donated a lot of those footprints and the rocks with the footprints in there to the mining museum. And so they're there if people would like to go there and see them.
The mining museum in Dora?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. I'd like to go see them.
Dr. Buda called, and he said that he would donate them to the mining museum. And we went down when he brought the boxes, and 2 boxes, and filled up that display case.
That's awesome. Yes, that's awesome.